all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Kerry. I'm the cold truth, Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Baskin Robbins shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie Dottie, he like to potty. Fuck with blow shoot, throwing 5 molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far, cause I'm sharp, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on the cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke, then you can't talk. Play a never-ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, tap pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, my no hands telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get goosed. Keep it moving.
What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, and I'm back. I had a little break. We had things, but I'm back, and this is season premiere and season 2 of the goddamn Los Angeles Chargers Power Hour, episode 1. Thank you for all that stuck with me through season 1. I appreciate each and every one of you. And there we are, season 2. Who would have thought about it? But let me thank the person behind the backstage, the fella, the Guccini, my good friend, JD. I thank you for all you did for season 1, and you continue to do. Peace, and I thank you. All right, now, JD, you want to hit that drop? Peacockmerch.com. Head on over there. Get your custom tees, get your hoodies, your hats, your coffee mugs, drinkware, pillows, framed artwork. Yeah, I got it on my wall. I wear it. Today. Also, take full advantage of the sale that's going on from April 13th to the 23rd of this month. $14 tees and 35% off site-wide. Again, that's neonpeacockmerch.com. As I say, if you can't wear it, you can't drink from it, you can't have it on your wall. Hey, Peacock, he designs the most amazing thing. He put out some really great designs for the Chicago Clubhouse, for the Crooked Commish, who we collab with and whatnot. He's put out some great designs. I'm probably going to be rebranding and having Peacock do some stuff, so we shall see what comes up. But head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com and take full advantage of the sale. Add your email. You get all the ads, sales, everything in your email. So, and again, welcome to Season 2, Episode 1. This is going to be a good one. And then again, we got the draft in 6 days. I know the fella behind this excited for his 49ers. I know the Ignorant Thinkers podcast excited for his Eagles. I know all excited for all your teams. And I know I'm excited for the Chargers at pick 22, see what we do. But you know what? Let's get to it. All right, JD, you want to bring up that picture. All right. So I know we've had all these mock drafts here and there, and everyone's been saying who we're looking at. Well, these are the 4 most mock players to the Chargers. I know I've talked about the OG from Penn State. I've talked about Proctor a few episodes ago. I've talked about Caleb Banks maybe once, but Peter Woods is other name that I've spoken about. So these are the 4 most mock players to the Chargers. So for these, I know this episode, I'm going to call this episode here. This is a wild one. It's Herbert hype, draft sleepers, and breakouts. So to me, now the first name that I would want to, when it comes across the draft landscape right now for the Chargers, I mean, you're trending towards we're at pick 22. And it all points to one thing. We're building in the trenches how we have been. I mean, we brought in Joe Alt last year. We've been building from the trenches out, and that's how Harbaugh's been building the team. Well, let's break it down on the names that we saw in this period. You got Ioane from Penn State. I know I spoke about him when I was just mentioning the draft. He's a kid from Penn State, the interior offensive lineman, who I think is a beast. Now, do I think he's going to be there for us? I really don't. I really think our former defensive coach, Minter, is with the Baltimore Ravens, potentially has a shot at taking him, but there's been rumors to take a wide receiver. But you know, if he's there, I'll run the damn pick in for the Chargers. But you know, I think Ioane is one of the most consistent projections here, and it makes sense for the Chargers. He's a powerful interior presence, what we need, with strong hands, paws, anchor ability for the Chargers. A team looking to protect their franchise quarterback. I know I said that many times on the show. It's all about protecting Justin Herbert. I mean, protecting our quarterback and establish more physicality up front. Ioane fits that identity, and he's a Jim Harbaugh kind of player that would want to build around. So, hey, as I said, we're gonna have our Joe Alt back. We're gonna have Rashawn Slater back. But you know what? Now there's another name. Now I know with the injury Slater suffered was a pretty bad injury, but now this next player I'm going to mention is a player that can play multiple positions, and it's Caden Proctor from Alabama. Now, if this is knock on wood, Slater's going to be back, and I know I'll get to it later on that kind of news, but Proctor is a player that has multiple positions and multiple needs that can fill for us. So that's going to be a plus. But I'll get to Proctor. This would be a high upside swing for the Chargers. Proctor has elite size and athletic traits, and if it's developed properly, he could become a cornerstone tackle for the Chargers. The Chargers have invested in the offensive line before, but adding to a player like Proctor, his ceiling could solidify the edges for years. Now, Proctor is going to be a name a lot of teams are going to after, but that's a name that I've been looking at. Now, the third name, I really don't think it's Caleb Banks from Florida. Do I think he's going to be there at 22? I really don't. But as for Caleb Banks, he's switching to the defensive side. Banks brings size and interior distribution, and he's a type of player who can clog the lanes and the run game, while also pushing the pocket. With the Chargers needing more consistency along the defensive front, which is something we've been lacking for the last couple of years, this would pick up and address a real need for the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's another name. Do I think Banks is going to be there? It's going to be hit and miss. I know he's been mocked a lot sooner than 22, But the name that I have mentioned on the Power Hour a couple episodes ago and a few other is Peter Woods, the defensive lineman from Clemson. Now, we know one pick we had from Clemson was Mike Williams. Had that one. Pretty good, good luck but Mike, Clemson players. But no, as for Peter Woods, he might be one of the most intriguing names in this draft. He's explosive. He's versatile and plays with high energy. We need that high energy players. Whether it's lining up inside or moving along the front, he gives the defense the flexibility, stability, something that's extremely valuable in today's NFL and for the Chargers that we need. So we shall see. I mean, Peter Woods has been mocked in several mocks to us, and he could be there at 22. So I would love, if it's for me, it's either Peter Woods, I'm going to Proctor, but I also I'd like the kid from Oregon also. There's at least 3 or 4 names, but who knows? I've seen mocks that have having the Chargers trade down. Now, I know that's great because we only have 5 picks. It was not a lot of picks, but I would like to stick at 22 because to me, once you get to the middle half of this draft, first round of this draft, it dips down. And I'd rather want to get a player of need that's going to help us. And not just help us, but help us now and help us going forward. So to me, I'd rather stick with 22. I know there's a lot of people, we can trade down, get more assets. It's a possibility it could happen. But to me, I'd rather stay at 22, get a player that we have been coveting. And I really feel that we can get a player at 22 to protect Herbert and add to that offensive line. Because remember, we are getting Slater and Altback, so our offensive line that was trash last year, almost had Herbert killed. Yeah, that's going to be a different story this year. But I'd like to add to that line. So to me, but also all signs to me point to the Chargers prioritizing the line, either offensive or the defensive at 22. That's everything I've seen. It's been defensive line or offensive tackle. So, this isn't. Some of these names aren't flashy, but when you look at the tape of some of these players, it stands out, especially Peter Woods and especially Proctor. And if we can get a player that plays multiple positions, especially with the injuries we have had on the offensive line the last 3 years, it would be a great help. And also, we have a new center. There's a lot of things that's going to come this year. It's going to look a lot different than last year. So look at it in the big piece. We have added pieces, Biadish, Engel, a lot of things. Small pieces we've added are going to hopefully help what we're building. It's about protecting Justin Herbert. It's controlling the line of scrimmage. It's building long-term stability and building a stable line for Justin Herbert and to protect Justin Herbert. So, hey, what do we got to do? And honestly, that's how contenders are built. Look at the Houston Texans. Look what they just did and gave Will Anderson. He just got $50 million a year. Reset the market. Kudos to Peacock and the Houston Texans. We knew Will Anderson was going to get paid, but $50 million a year. Hey, the guy is a beast. Hey, he's beat our Chargers, man. So I can't say anything but kudos to the Houston Texans and to Will Anderson. I'm going to shout out to Peacock, man. You guys have had our number in the playoffs. You guys have had our number the past couple of years. But that, my friend, is going to come to an end. And, now, let me get to the next picture, JD. Sleeper draft picks. Now, these players I've been looking at in fantasy football drafts and as sleeper picks for the Chargers. I know we have 5 picks. I know a lot of people say, we trade down, we need more picks. I'm on the fence about trading, but I'll get to this one. All right, let's get to this draft a little bit because everyone talks about the top prospects. We're sitting at 22. We're at the back end pause of the draft. So are we going to get what we want? Hopefully we do get what we want. But championships teams, they're built by hitting on sleeper picks. Now, we know how Joe Ortiz is. He's struck gold on the last 2 drafts. So when it comes to when we had Coupon Tom, I didn't have confidence in that man's drafting ability. Yes, he drafted Justin Herbert and others. But when it comes to what Joe Ortiz done in our last 2 drafts in the 2 years, he's hit on sleepers. He's hit on the picks. look at them. How many starters do we have now that we drafted the past couple of years? Most of them, about 80% of them, are now starters. So to me, I have confidence in Joe Ortiz. He knows what he's doing. His capabilities there, and there's a man that knows what to do. And so, to me, just build from the trenches as Harbaugh wants to do, and hopefully that. Now, the first name is defensive lineman Daiyan McDonald from Ohio State. Now we know what Ohio State puts out in players. Pause. They got to have at least four first round draft picks in the top 10 this year, possibly, and that's not really unheard of. But Daiyan McDonald in the defensive line. Let's start off in the trenches with Daiyan McDonald. This is the kind of prospect that doesn't always get national hype, like you're talking about the Ohio State players, like they're the big names that are good. Like McDonald's not going to show up, but he's got legit size, power at the point of attack, and the ability to anchor against the run. And that's the Chargers. For the Chargers, that really matters. And as I said, these are sleeper picks. I'm not saying this is happening round 1. No, these are I'm looking at day 2 to day 3 picks. So he's, as I said, he's got size because of what we've seen from the Chargers. This defense struggles a lot, usually because, hey, what's up? Can you say 6? Whatever. That was an earlier thing earlier. I forgot about that in the Wake Your Game Up. So because we have seen when this defense struggles, it usually because we're getting pushed around inside or allowing consistent run lanes. And that's the Chargers. We really have to shore up this line, defensive line, and the offensive line. McDonald brings that interior presence. He's the type of defensive lineman who can eat up double teams, collapse the pocket from the inside, create cleaner opportunities for the edge rushers. And that's today's interior pressure, just as valuable as an edge pressure. So, I mean, these, as I said, these are sleeper picks. This is not going to be our first round pick. We're talking day 2 and day 3 picks. But, it's all about development. Developing these players to be starters. His 2025 stats, he had 65 total tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He had 26 defensive stops, and that was a PFF metric. So, it's not just a stat chasing defensive tackle. He's doing the dirty work and eating the double teams, clogging the run lanes, and forcing offenses to adjust. We need that. The players we need. So we shall see what happens here. Now my next player would be an edge rusher, and that's Malachi Lawrence. I remember mentioning him on Wake Your Game Up this morning. He's from UCF. Now, let's talk about some legit juice off the edge, man. Malachi Lawrence. This isn't where you get exciting, I would say exciting player, but Lawrence has the kind of athletic profile that defensive coordinators love to work with. First, bend, and closing speeds. And we need the speed to get to the quarterback or whatever. We just need this. He's not just rushing the passer. He's attacking angles and angles in general. What stands out about Lawrence is first step explosiveness is amazing. His ability to dip and bend around tackles, and his natural pass rush instincts are amazing. I was watching some film on him yesterday. And Lawrence fits that mold of player that Jim Harbaugh likes. And he's a player who might come in as a situational pass rusher early, and then with the proper development could grow into a 3-down impact player. So things like that. He's a possible trace guy. All those players that often outplay their draft position. His career production, he had 20 sacks, 28 tackles for loss in this recent season. In 2023, he had 27 tackles, 7.5 sacks. 2024, 15 tackles, 5 sacks. I think he had an injury-plagued season there. And in 2025, he was a first-team All-Big 12. So, along with noting 7 sacks, ranked among tops in the Big 12 leaders. He's been consistent in his productivity. He's not a one-year flash player. He's a true pass rusher threat with proven output. So, these are, like I said, sleepers. But now that's defensive line. Now there's a wide receiver here, and he's from TCU, just right down the street from me. and it's Eric McAllister. Now, we know the last player we drafted from TCU at wide receiver was Quentin Johnson. So I'll get to that a bit later on, too. Now, as for McAllister, I've watched him on TV a lot, so I watch a lot of TCU games here because it's always on our stations. But McAllister brings size, catch radius, and his vertical ability, just like Quentin Johnson was when he came out, which complements a quarterback like Justin Herbert perfectly. Because we know how Herbert is one of the best deep ball throwers in the league. And McAllister is another player like Johnson here at TCU with yards at the catch. He can stretch the field, pause. So I mean, that's on that. Because, now imagine pairing that with a receiver who can stretch the field vertically, win contested catches, presents a big target in key situations. I'm not saying, but this offense we have with Mike McDaniel, and as I said, Ladd's going to thrive, QJ is going to thrive, and I want to see those young bucks from last year, Trey Harris thrive, and KLS. I want to see what the boys have. I mean, I think our offense is going to shine like a bee this year. I'm happy as a pie. I can't wait for the season to get started. But no, I mean, what's where McAllister becomes really intriguing? He may not be the flashiest name like Caleb, like Carnell Tate, a KC Conception, a name that you're hearing all the time in mock drafts and that. No, it's not. But he has the tools to develop into a reliable outside weapon for Justin Herbert, especially in an offense that values spacing and explosive plays. And that's what the Mike McDaniel offense is going to be this year, explosive plays, something that the Chargers haven't had. I can't really say. I have to look that up, see how many explosive plays we had last year, and maybe on the next episode. I know the next episode I'm going to do is going to be a post-draft thing. So, yeah. Hey, Song, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Hope all is well. I hope you're excited for the draft, man. I'm so pumped, and I know Bogey's going to have, as soon as the draft over, we're going to be drafting away, man. I can't wait, man. Hey, and soon as the draft's over, my fantasy ears are going to be perking up, meaning for trades, because I know I'm going to be hitting up the fella and a couple other fellas, because I'm going to be waiting for these draft landing spots, and then the ears to the motherfucking street is going to be on the horn, on the phone, texting, and all that, because I'm going to be ready, because I'm going to compete this year, motherfuckers. Song, thanks for tuning in, brother. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for another year. And man, I can't wait to see you in August, man. That countdown's coming down. It's going to be here quick. We're going to have a great time, man. And everything Bogey says, it's going to be lit, man. The amount of fun we had last year, just think of what this year is going to be. And you got the fella back there behind the camera. Come on, man. We're going to have a movie in Vegas, and it's going to be called the GWM movie. But, man, I'm looking forward to seeing the song in August. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. The fella, Bogey, I'm looking forward to seeing them, man. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I mean, the countdown's on, man. I got the office like the fellas all done. I got the jerseys all framed. I got my podcast sign up there now. It's looking good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's up there in the corner. Finally got it in. Came in today. Perfect timing. But no. As for McAllister, his season stats in 2025, he had 72 receptions. He had 1,190 yards receiving, which led the Big 12. And he also had 10 touchdowns. I mean, that 1,100 yards was second best single season in TCU history. So obviously, McAllister is going to be a sleeper pick at me for wide receiver, maybe a late day 2 or early 3. But TCU, hey, I know it's a homegrown player for me, but I've watched him. But hey, I don't know. This is my pick as a sleeper pick, but who knows? But I don't even know where. I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at him as fantasy, but I'm saying it's for my team. If we do go to a ride, as I said, we only have 5 picks, so we got to make these 5 picks count. I mean, his previous production at TCU in 2024, he had 39 catches for 762 yards, 5 touchdowns. 2023 at Boise State, he had 47 catches for 873 yards. So he's very productive no matter where he's been. I mean, what stands out for me about McAllister, year after year, he's been growth. He's a proven deep threat ability. I'm not saying the Chargers are going to make this. For me, this is something that, hey, if it's a sleeper pick. But I mean, we do have a wide receiver room that is kind of full right now. So who knows? But we shall see what happens. I mean, there's a couple tight ends, sleeper picks that I'm looking at too. I mean, I'll get to that a bit later too. But, I mean, his big play upside, he had one game, he had 254 yards and 3 touchdowns in one game. So he has the big play ability, pause, to – I mean, McDonald is an elite run, all that kind of stuff. For me, McDonald is an elite run defender anchoring the trenches. Lawrence equals a proven sack production off the edge position of need. And McAllister is an explosive, high-volume playmaker at wide receiver. Now, as I said, I know he's not the Carnell Tate. He's not the Jordan Tyson. But he's a player in fantasy, a late-round pick. I wouldn't know what round to say, but he's a name that you can keep an eye on. But we shall see what happens on that. Now, another draft spotlight on a day 3 gem to watch would be this is a name I told JD Smart is Tanner Konzel. He's my day 3 tight end pick in this draft. Honestly, I think he's being slept on a bit. And I've been watching a lot of tape. This kid's pretty good. And that's why I said he's another sleeper pick for me. But tight end is a need. I know we have Gadsden we got last year. But I saw a rumor out yesterday I was telling JD about that we may bring in Jonnu Smith. I mean, a reunion with Mike McDaniels, but we shall see. But I did read also that the Chargers are going to post-draft fill a lot of needs on the offensive line. So we're not done filling the offensive line post-draft. Now, this player here, I don't know if I'm saying his name is Tanner Kanzanzai. I mean, feels like one of those prospects who's just starting lower on the draft boards, but when it's actually value, should be on everyone's draft board in fantasy in the later rounds. I mean, I'd say he looking at a tight end who brings receiving upside and developmental value. He's not necessarily your finished product, or he's not a Sadiq or something like that, or a Stowers. He's not. I'm just saying he's a sleeper pick at tight end in fantasy and in the draft. But I think it's a day 3 pick, I would think. I mean, if a team's created offensive-minded, someone like McDaniels, on their hands, don't be surprised if they're talking about Tanner. Because a year from now, he's a steal in this draft class. He could be another Gadsden, they say. But we shall see. I mean, I'm going to watch some more tape on him today. I watched some, but I haven't watched a lot. But he's a name that I have seen coming up in the fantasy drafts in the later rounds. So we shall see what happens. Now, there's another name. I know I mentioned Chase Benas. That's another player for the trenches. If we can get him, maybe in the second round out of Texas A&M. I mean, last season, that dude quietly put together a really strong campaign season, protecting the quarterback. We're talking 441 pass blocking snaps, and he gave up just 1 sack all year at Texas A&M. And what kind of consistency that doesn't happen by accident. It shows discipline, technique, and he's got a high football IQ. That's something Jim Harbaugh likes. He loves a high football IQ and a player in the trenches. And we know that. And JD and Bogey have always told me he loves building from the trenches. So we shall see. So Benanis is a person I have on it, but I really think if it's like a second round, I know he has been rumored to go and possibly in the first or in the second round. So we shall see on that. I mean, he is a name to keep an eye on, but then again, all these rumors have been flying around. But to me, over the next couple of days, we're going to see what all these rumors, if they turn from rumors that stick more. Because I think when we get to Monday and all these visits are over, or basically I think Tuesday, we're going to see names being attached to teams more often, especially I'll bring that up on Wake Your Game Up on Tuesday because, it's gonna be a wild draft, and there's gonna be a lot of trades. So we shall see what happens. Now, let me get past the draft part. Let me get to players on our team, and let me get to bomb. Alrighty. Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Song, man. And I appreciate you sticking in. I hope all is well, man. I'm looking forward to that draft, man. I learned a lot last year in my first one-on-one live draft. Took away a lot of things, learned a lot of lessons. Hey, congratulations to the fella taking that championship. But man, I'm looking forward to year 2. All those lessons I learned last year, try not to make those same mistakes twice. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a fun time. But let me get back to Omarion Hampton. Boom. All right. I think, personally, Omarion Hampton this year has a damn breakout year. Year 2 is the bump. All right. One thing I'm really locking in is heading into the season is a potential breakout from Omarion Hampton. It's not just going to be a small jump. I'm talking about a legit impact season. When you study that what Mike McDaniel does offensively, everything starts with the structure and stress on a defense. His system is built around motion, misdirection, and spacing. We got the players we need. We got Ingle. We got all these small Biadish. We got all these players we're going to need for the Mike McDaniel system for this 1 year or however how long we have Mike McDaniel. I'm thinking it's 1 year. But, I mean, seriously, it's forcing defenders to hesitate or even a split second. And in the NFL, that's all it takes for a running back, someone like Omarion Hampton, to turn a solid game into something explosive. And as I said, these explosive plays are going to come this year, and I'm looking forward to that. And I can't wait. I mean, we've all seen the system evaluate backs before. He's not just about handing the ball off. It's about putting runners in advantage and situations, getting them into the right spacing and getting their traits to take over. Remember, it's not just Hampton. We also signed Vidal for $1 million for the year, but we also have the kid we got from the Ravens. So our running back room is going to be legit. I'm seriously, if it's not Hampton, it's going to be a great running back room and a great running back room in fantasy, I feel, this year. I mean, let's see. Hampton fits perfectly into the Mike McDaniel offense. If we get them anything like what A-Chain did under Mike McDaniel, and then we get Hampton doing that, it's going to be legit. I'm sorry. It's game over. We know what Hampton can do. Just now within a healthy offensive line and the pieces added to the offensive line, I'm sorry. This is going to be a fun offense to watch and to have in fantasy. I know JD is very high on the Chargers players this year on offense. I know he mentioned to me the other day, yeah, he's targeting certain players this year. But look at the offense Mike McDaniel runs. We know what he can do when he has those kind of players. It can be lights out. We can put up a lot more points this year, and I know we're going to put up the points. We just got to stay healthy. And you can clip that. We just have to stay healthy. That is the Chargers' curse. It's health every damn year, and I can't tell you, it is a curse I want to get past. But hopefully we can do that. I mean, that's where Hampton fits perfectly. You're talking about a back with a strong physical frame, excellent downhill ability. And he's underrated vision. I mean, he's not just between the tackles guy. Hampton is that guy. I mean, I hope he takes this year to a second level. Oh, man, see ya. As I said, with a healthy offensive line, this is going to be a fun offense to watch. Hey, yo, what's up? Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Yeah, I got Gadsden. I got Hampton shares. Man, I think I got like 3 Hampton shares, and I think I got about 4 Gadsden shares. But I do really feel that we're probably going to add another tight end to the tight end room. If it's possibly, is it Jonnu Smith, or is it in the draft, or do we do something post-draft? But we shall see what happens. I mean, we know what Hampton has the ability to do, but he couldn't stay healthy last year. That's the only. Let's just hope he can stay healthy this year. And remember, I think now we also brought in Keaton Mitchell, so Hampton is going to have help, and he's also going to have Kamani Vidal. So there's going to be 3 running backs. So that running back room last year was Hampton, Vidal, and Patterson. That I'm a huge fan of. But now that we have Hampton, Mitchell, Vidal, I like the running back room, and it's something we haven't had in a while. So now Hampton is going to, when that boy gets into space, he can run. And you open up large holes, again, that boy's gone. He is a legit threat in this offense. But the key is health, and can we stay healthy this year? But I think what I've seen from Hampton, I know it's a sample size because he played like, what was it, 6, 7, 8 games last year tops. I mean, I don't know the top number on the top of my head. I'm just taking a guess. It was like almost like because I know he was hurt like maybe two times last year. So I think it was like 8 or 9 games we got out of Hampton last year. I'd like a whole full 17 this year, man. It really gives me goosebumps because I know what this kid can do, and I'm a UNC fan. But this is something I'm looking forward to, seeing Hampton run wild. But hey, it's an offense. I know JD, and I know there's other people that are looking at this offense has the potential to be a good offense this year. So we shall see. Now let me get to the next picture. Let me bring up the Justin Herbert MVP talk. We know he got 1 vote last year. That's he did. That was wild. But crazy for hey, I'm gonna say this. Don't call me crazy. If you want to call me crazy, go ahead. But I know that I am sometimes. But I really do think with Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert, he can be in the MVP talk. And as I said many times, we're going to have a healthy offensive line. What happens when you have a healthy offensive line? Justin Herbert's not going to get hit as many times. Hopefully. But seriously, I mean, we saw last year how many times the band got hit. We saw what Joe Alt was like when he was in that lineup and when he was not in that lineup. Justin Herbert was like wanting to file malpractice lawsuits because he was always getting constantly hit. He wasn't hurt, but he was getting constantly pressured, hit, sacked. So, I mean, all these things. So let me get to the gist. All right. There's a bold take floating around right now, and it was by Brett Killman, and I forget who writes. I think he's a Chargers beat writer, or one of our beat, and it's got people talking. He said if the offensive line is healthy, Justin Herbert could win the MVP this year. I mean, that's bold. That's what I'm saying. That's bold talk. There's other quarterbacks in the league, but he feels with a healthy offensive line and stays healthy, he can put up MVP numbers and possibly win. But hey, that's why they play the game. We'll see what happens. There's other quarterbacks. There's Josh Allen. There's Patrick Mahomes. You got to have Jackson Dart. You got to have a lot of players in the MVP. Lamar Jackson. I mean, who knows? I mean, we shall see. But, I mean, he's, as I said, now, at first, it says, Charlie Kolar. Charlie Kolar signed, but I think my thought on that one, he's a great blocking tight end, but I don't know. I mean, we shall see what happens. I traded the 101 for Herbert and Max. Woo! Nice, son. That's nice. Is that in one of our GWN leagues, or is that another league? No, that's crazy, man. I know. I have I have three Herbert shares in fantasy, in dynasty wise, but no. I mean, at first glance, and I saw this about MVP, I was like, I don't know. At first glance, it sounds like a hot take, but MVP is no small conversation. You're talking about up against elite quarterbacks across the league. big-time numbers with team success. Come on. Everything has to align for Justin Herbert to win an MVP award. I mean, it's health, and staying healthy. But when you really look back at it, it's actually, is it that really crazy? Not really. Let's start with Justin Herbert himself. He already shown that we already know the talent is there. Elite arm strength, high level processing, toughness is off the charts. Come on, we saw what he did last year without a healthy offensive line. That's what I'm just saying. Bring in a healthy offensive line and get that Herbert. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. I mean, he can make throws that not only a handful of quarterbacks can make in the world can make. I'm not in the world, but in the league can make. I mean, Justin Herbert is one of the best, I would say, deep ball throwers in the league. I'd say top 3 or 4 easy with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and possibly Joe Burrow. So Herbert, I would say top 5. I'd say deep ball players. Pause. I mean, the real question has always been the environment for Justin Herbert, because he's never had a healthy offensive line. We've always had year in and out. But that's where things start to get interesting for the Los Angeles Chargers, because that has held Herbert back at times, is the pressure, the injuries up front, lack of consistent protection, and having to play hero ball week in and week out more than he should be. Because he could. Because to me, that's what's held Herbert back. I mean, so when Brett Coleman says the offensive line is healthy, that's not just a throwaway line. That's the entire key. Because basically, that's been our whole kick the last couple of years, is a not healthy offensive line. And if this offensive line stays intact, Herbert's got to get time. The offense stays on schedule. Play calling opens up, and the explosive plays increase. And then we know what Mike McDaniels can do. And just imagine what he can do with a quarterback with Justin Herbert, Ladd McConkey at wide receiver, Omarion Hampton. I'm just going to go on. These guys are going to do quite well in the Mike McDaniel offense this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now, certainly, you're not just talking about a good offense. You're talking about an efficient, explosive, and well-balanced offensive unit. And let's not forget, MVPs often tied to team success. And to me, an MVP, and to win that award, it has to be a team. It has to be an offensive line and that offense clicking. So to me, let's not forget, if the Chargers are winning games, sitting at the top of the AFC, and Herbert is putting up numbers in a system that finally supports him constantly, that narrative builds fast. And the narratives matter in MVP races. So let's be bold, absolutely. But is it unrealistic? Not at all. For me, I don't think we know Herbert has the talent. But now this year, he finally has got to get to show that talent, I feel. Because if everything aligns, health, protection, schemes, and weapons, you're looking at a quarterback who's already shown flashes of greatness. I should say the wrong word is greatness. He's shown flashes of being a great quarterback. I'm not going to say great because we haven't won anything yet. Winning is half the battle. So I want to say, hey, man, he's a good quarterback right now, but to be great, you have to have the ability, which he has. But now let's just see what he does in this offense. But finally having the structure put together a full MVP caliber season. So maybe the real question isn't that crazy. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm going to back my quarterback this year that I think he can be in the MVP race. And I'm going to stand by that. I feel if Herbert stays healthy, the offensive line stays healthy, that man deserves to be in the MVP talk. Look what he did single-handedly last year. It was a team that was decimated by injuries. Herbert, for a change, stayed healthy. And I don't even think he missed out. He didn't. He got hurt at the end of the year. That was it. But I'm saying he still gutted it out. I'm going to say this right now. He's one of the gutsiest quarterbacks out there. He plays through injuries. He wants to play. I like that about my quarterback. He's not a wimp. He's not a wuss. He wants to play ball. I respect that, and he wants to win. And hopefully this year he shows the goddamn league that I am a winner. And I want to prove, get over that hump. I want to get into the playoff. I want him to have that playoff win, get that monkey off his back, and then go forward. That's what I want this year for Justin Herbert. Now, hey, that's what I want to see as a Charger fan for my quarterback. he has the potential to do this. Now, the potential's there, but let's just put the potential there. What's on paper, and let's put it down on the field, and let's make this shit happen. All right. Now, let me get to the defensive side of the football. Daiyan Henley. That's one jersey I would like. I ain't lying. But I say he's a rising defensive anchor for our Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah. Oh, you're in the cut through. Oh, okay. I'll have to take a look at your team over there. All right. Let me take a minute to talk about a player who quietly took a major step forward this past season. And that's Daiyan Henley. Because if you really paid attention to the Chargers defense in 2025, you saw it. And I saw it. We all saw it. This wasn't just improvement. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. This wasn't just improvement. This was a breakout in progress. And Daiyan Henley's production jumped off the page. Henley in 16 games last year. 103 total tackles. 3.5 sacks. I know that's not mind-blowing or anything like that. But he was in multiple impact plays across all three phases of the game. Now, those numbers matter. But what matters most is how he got them. And what the stats actually tell you, this wasn't just a volume tackler padding stats. Henley showed he managed sideline, he ranged with sideline to sideline. Instincts in the run game were, and his timing as a blitzer was crazy last year. And the ability to finish plays constantly was there. So there's that 3.5 sacks. Yeah, that's not random. His constant pressure was what helped the Chargers last year. And that tells you just being trusted in the pressure packages, he's producing when his number is called. Now, I think we have a setback this year. I was asked this question a couple of days ago. I think our defense, do we have a slight setback? Maybe a tad bit. But I know the schemes aren't going to change much. It's just the coaching change. That was it. And then again, the guy that's our defensive coordinator now, was with us a couple years ago. So I don't really think there's going to be too much of a fall off of last year. I know last year's defense was a hell of a good defense. And Minter was a great defensive coordinator. But to me, I hope if we get the team we had last year, we brought back pretty much everyone. We lost OA and stuff like that. But we really have the same team that we're bringing back. I mean, as for Henley, his role in this defense, Henley became a true every down linebacker. He wasn't coming off the field. He was calling plays, filling gaps, dropping into coverage, and attacking downhill. That kind of versatility is exactly what modern defenses need and the Chargers need year in, year out. I mean, his impact on the Chargers. Let's not overlook the bigger picture. This Chargers defense has stayed competitive all season long last year, made a playoff push, made the playoffs, and leaned on the consistency at a second level. Henley was a big part of that last year and on that defense. And I know he thrives. And he says he tries to take plays from Khalil Mack and the other guys. So, man, I'm looking forward to seeing. I know Henley is up also for a contract extension soon. So we shall see. I think it's next year. I mean, as I said, he helped stabilize the middle of our defense last year, something every great unit needs. And I'm glad we have a young unit and we're building it. I mean, looking ahead on Henley. Here's where we're going. Here's where things are going to get exciting. Henley is still developing. I said, we're getting players in the draft to develop. God, Henley. And Minter developing very well. And hopefully our new DC can do exactly the same, and he can just continue to grow year in and year out. And come on, year 3. I mean, and if this is what year 3 looks like, year 4 could be a true breakout into an elite territory for Henley. We're talking about a player who could push towards 100+ tackles, increase his impact as a blitzer, and become one of the leaders on this defense. This young defense. I know we're building a young defense, Now my final take is Daiyan Henley is no longer just a developing player. He's a reliable, productive, ascending player on the Chargers defense. Look at this, 16 games, 3.5 sacks, 103 total tackles. I mean, there's only room for growth. And then if you're looking for one of the names in the defense that could take another leap, that's your guy, is Daiyan Henley. And I won't lie, I think I have like 2 shares in fantasy for him. I would like to get more, but it depends. But, I mean, it's nice to have a couple of my Chargers players on IDP defenses. But, man, I'm looking forward. Now, let me get to one of his running backs. All right. Tuli, my man, Tuli Tuipulotu. I think he's going to have a breakout year. I ain't going to say it. Clip this right now. Tuli is going to be a hell of a fucking smash play this year. He's going to be a game changer and a game wrecker. Quarterbacks, look the fuck out. CJ Stroud, look out. Brock Purdy, look out. As for the Jets, I don't know. Oh, who do you got over there? Oh, Geno Smith, look out. All these quarterbacks we face this year, look out. Because Tuli's coming for you. All right. I really do think Tuli's going to break out year. He had a great year last year, but I think there's only more room for improvement. One of the biggest storylines for my Los Angeles Chargers this year is the emergence of Tuli Tuipulotu. And make no mistake about it, this wasn't just a step forward. It was a full-on breakout year last year for Tuli. I mean, in his 3rd NFL season, Tuli became a cornerstone of our defense. He suited up for 16 games out of 17. Started every one of them and helped power a Chargers team to an 11-6 record, and then the playoff appearance. And when it came down when you turn on the tape, the impact jumps out immediately. We're talking 20 tackles for losses last year, tied for 4th in the entire league, living in the backfield, blowing up plays before they even had a chance to develop and get started. That's not just production, people. That's a disruption in the highest level, and that's Tuli. And let me know, I'm not going to stop there. Tuli also led the team with 23 quarterback hits, consistently bringing pressure and making opposing quarterbacks uncomfortable all season long. You could feel his pressure every single game on that defense. So let me get, and then the numbers that really put him on the map was the 13 sacks. To me, if we get that this year and more, I'll be happy as pie. I ain't gonna lie. Come on now. It's gonna be Khalil Mack's final year, possibly too. And I know he loves riding with the Mack attack. Come on. So Tuli and the Mack attack, it's gonna be like peanut butter and jelly, man. I'm looking forward to this fucking this year. And that combination of production, consistency, and dominance earned him his first Pro Bowl selection last year. And honestly, it feels like it's just the beginning for Tuli. Tuli isn't just developing anymore. He's finally arrived. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this year brings. I mean, and if his trajectory continues, the Chargers may have found themselves a true game wrecker off the edge for years to come. And I know, and I'll get to it now that I have the Tuli pickup. I know as for Tuli and Derwin James, they are both going to, the Chargers plan to work on extensions for both, on both players post-draft. So all this money that we do have in cap space, there probably was a reason. Well, I had a funny feeling on the year that I knew Tuli was up for an extension, and Derwin James. But I was reading late last night, preparing for today, that they are working on extensions after the draft. So on that one, now, JD, you want to bring up the Dion Dawkins picture? Hey, Justin Herbert is getting his flowers. I gotta say that for a fact, man. Dion Dawkins for the Buffalo Bills. Hey, man, he says Justin Herbert's the most underrated QB in the NFL. I know you got someone over, on Fox saying Justin Herbert's social media quarterback. I mean, you get everything. But, man, I respect Dion Dawkins. We got to face him this year. And we got to face Josh Allen and Deion Dawkins in that new stadium this year. That's good. I can't wait to see that stadium, man. But let's talk about something that might not be said loud enough across the leagues. People probably laugh, but I know Herbert is a laughing stock to some people. They just laugh because he hasn't won in the playoffs. Hey, I know that's my quarterback. I'll stand behind my quarterback just as anyone should stand behind their quarterback. Hey, I know we've lost in the playoffs, but you know what? I know who Justin Herbert is. I know what he's about. He's underrated. Let all that underrated shit be said. But I want him to prove the haters wrong this year. And hopefully he does and shut those mofos up this year. I really do. Let's talk about something that might not be loud enough to cross the league. Deion Dawkins came out and said what a lot of people around the NFL already know. Fans and media still debate. Justin's elite. I know to be called elite, you need to win the playoffs. Something Justin Herbert hasn't. That's the only knock on him. He's gotten to the dance. Yeah, he lost to the Jags. That horrible. I don't want to talk about that, but I'm saying he's 0-3 in the playoffs. That's the monkey on his back. He's got to get that monkey off his back to be able to be in the elite conversation. I think Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. He's just missing that playoff win to elevate his game to be called elite. He has the talent. He has the stats. He can do that. He can be elite, but we're going to see the elite Herbert this year, I feel. I mean, Dawkins just didn't stop there. He called Herbert the most underrated quarterback in football. Now think about it for a second. We're talking about a guy in Justin Herbert who has elite arm talent, top-tier decision-making, size, mobility, toughness. We saw the toughness last year. And has been carrying the franchise through coaching changes, injuries, and inconsistent roster support. But because the wins haven't always stacked up for Justin Herbert the way people want, he doesn't get mentioned with the Mahomes, the Allens, the Burrows, the Jacksons consistently. Hopefully that changes this year. I know in order to be mentioned with that group of players and those quarterbacks, you got to win. And winning in this league, that will say, yes, you are elite. But until he shows that, which I feel he's going to show the league this year, yes, I'm elite. I can't say he's elite. He's elite to me, yes, because he's my quarterback. But to others, he's not. So I hope Justin Herbert this year proves all those haters wrong and get that. I mean, Herbert's always been hurt. As I said, last year he wasn't. That was a wonderful thing. I'm surprised he wasn't with the offensive line the way it looked and how many hits Justin Herbert took last year. Oh man, that's a section of another show. I've been working on a little bit of it, but that's where Deion Dawkins' perspective matters. This is a player in the trenches, someone who lines up against an elite talent every week, saying, "Nah, this dude is different." We'll see Dawkins when we face the Bills in the new stadium in 2026. So now I'm going to get to something here. I remember mentioning on a show about Quentin Johnson. Now, all that trade stuff was just talk. Coming out yesterday and today, the Los Angeles Chargers, they have had no conversations at all with anyone about a Quentin Johnson trade. So let me get to the rest of this one. All right, the Chargers shut down trade talks for Quentin Johnson. Let's talk about something that's been floating around the rumor mill, and I can put it to bed now, finally, the Los Angeles Chargers GM, Joe Ortiz, officially shut down any trade speculation surrounding wide receiver Quentin Johnson. Speaking on Thursday, Ortiz made it crystal clear that the former 2020 first-round pick is not available in a trade. And this is significant because we have the fifth-year option to pick up on May 1st. Okay, so Johnson hasn't fully broken out yet, but the way some expected when he came out of TCU, but the Chargers are sticking with their investment. This is a front office showing patience and belief that this year he could break out. With elite physical and elite tools and the right coaching, I think we're looking. Johnson hasn't fully broken out yet the way some expected when he came out of TCU, but the Chargers are sticking to their investment and a fully showing patience and belief in a young receiver with elite physical tools. At 6'3" with a speed run, But he's shown flashes, been there, but it's about consistency. That's the only thing he has these hit and miss games. Love Quentin Johnson, but I have to agree. It's about consistency. To win this league, you've got to be consistent. You got to play week in, week out. Not take plays off, be consistent. Quentin Johnson needs to put together the consistency. I believe if he puts that together, he can put out a better year in the Mike McDaniel system, and I think our offense is good. I mean, he has a great rapport with Justin Herbert. So, I mean, this is Quentin Johnson's make or break year. So he is not going to be traded. There was no teams that contacted us about Quentin Johnson. Teams inquired, but nothing transpired from what Ortiz said. So it tells you something about the Chargers' mindset heading into the season. They're not selling off young talent. They want to develop it. And I'm glad, because I really do think Quentin Johnson's going to thrive this year. I'm hoping for a lot of things as any Chargers fan this year. We always hope every single year, and our hearts get broken. But you know what? We shall see what happens this year. So if you're hoping for a surprise trade or a shakeup at wide receiver this year, it's not. That door is officially closed. I know I said it on like maybe two and three shows ago that he was up for trade. There was talk about it, and I just reported about the talk, but the talk had been shut down. But for now, it's full steam ahead for Quentin Johnson in LA, and that story was via Crisium Rim, and that was a Chargers beat writer. So now, as I mentioned about the extension talks with Derwin James and Tully are coming after the draft. Now, also, as I mentioned, Vidal signed his exclusive rights for 1 year, $1 million. Now, the Chargers do also have strong interest in 49ers free agent, former 49ers. Well, he's still with the 49ers. He hasn't found a team yet. But who played for the 49ers last year is free agent Ioane Jennings. Post-draft, if we don't go wide receiver, Ioane Jennings is a player that we could possibly sign. But I know he hasn't been signed for the reason because he's asking for too much money. I believe he was asking for $20 million a year. So if you gotta, so we shall see on that one. I mean, also, Jim Harbaugh said this: working with Mike McDaniel has been awesome with a capital A. Hey, I can't go wrong with that. But I'm just looking forward to see how these two gel together, man. They're like, this is going to be kind of fun. I mean, you got Harbaugh, who's a defensive-minded coach, and you got McDaniels, who's an offensive. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what this offense brings this year. Now, I know I mentioned Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. Well, Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are both doing well in their respective rehabs, and both are ahead of schedule on injury rehab per coach Jim Harbaugh. So that's a wonderful thing. Now, Chargers general manager Joe Ortiz said the team is not done adding to the offensive line. So post-draft. Now, as for the Chargers free agents numbers, that Keaton Mitchell is going to wear 34. Alex Ingle will wear 49. Tyler Biadasz will wear 63. Cole Strange will wear 69. That's the name I couldn't remember. That's been a day. And the offensive lineman Keode Awaki, he's going to wear 74. Charlie Collard is going to wear 88. And Dalvin Tomlinson, another name I didn't bring up. I forgot the addition we had because it's been such a wild, crazy offseason because nothing big splashes. All small little players here and there. He's going to wear 94. So, so as I'm saying, I'm excited for the draft in 6 days. I think I'm going to put together, since my last show I had, I was kind of crazy. I put together 3 shows. I wrote 3 shows. The fellow was having his amazing, beautiful podcast office put together, and I was bored, and I just put together 3 shows. This one was one of them, and I had 2 of them. But I'm going to the next show. I'm going to do a post-draft, which is be a wrap-up. Hey, Bakes, what's up, homie? Hey, I'm looking forward to it, Bakes, man. I know you're looking forward to the draft, and I'm also looking forward to seeing you in Vegas, brother. I hope all is well. I know you're psyched. You're going to have your Mendoza, your quarterback. You guys got a good team this year. Your team looks a hell of a lot different. I'm looking forward to fantasy with you, Bakes, this year. I'm looking forward to Vegas. I'm looking forward to competing with you. But then again, I'm looking forward to having my good friend, my fantasy brother, on my show twice this year. And I'm looking forward to a great season against the Raiders. And I'm going to try and tone back my hate. I can't promise. But I'm going to try and bring on a team from every team we face this year. I'm trying to find someone from the Bills, and I believe it was two teams I was missing. But no, I'm looking forward to this year, Bakes, man. Your Raiders look really good, man. And what I say about your Raiders, man, it's nothing towards you. You know, it's just my hate towards the Raiders. You know, I know because I touched base with a gentleman who runs a Chiefs podcast, and been talking to him, and I'm like, saying to myself when I talk to him, like, yo, man, when I have you on your show, I'm like, I'm gonna be going on his Chiefs podcast, man. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta watch myself on that. I know I could probably say a lot of things, but I know I'm a guest on someone's show. I gotta have respect for them because I'm gonna want the same thing back. So I'm gonna go on his show on the Chiefs podcast when I know the dates and all that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna have him on my podcast on my show. But I'm gonna try to tone down my hate. I can't promise, but I'm going to do my best this year not to use certain words, but you know what? I'm going to try to tone it down. I'm going to try. Keyword, saying try to me is very hard. I ain't going to lie. But that's a blessing in disguise, but I'm going to try. But no, I hope you all is well, Bakes, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas. But, man, it's going to be a good year, man. I know you're looking forward to finally having a quarterback. Congrats, you got Kirk Cousins. And then you're going to have Mendoza coming in. Y'all got a good but hey, Bakes, what else? What are you looking for besides, I know, Mendoza? What else do you need? Offensive line, wide receiver weapons? What are you looking at? Because I put together something, all the offensive needs for the AFC West. And I know we know quarterback's taken off, but I did know that the Raiders do want to try and pair up Mendoza with Omar Cooper Jr. And they're hopefully trying to get him at I think 34, I believe. I think the second round pick. So I think he's gonna go sooner, but we should stay on that high. No, man, I look back at it, it makes me look like a chump, but you know what? That's just me, man. I'm hyped about my team. I know it's all good and all, but I'm gonna try and not be as not going to be as hateful, or I'm not a hateful person. You know, I'm just joking around. You know, it's just me. If I wanted to be hateful, I could be a lot worse. But you know what? To me, I'm just going to tone it back a little more this year, but I'm just going to try to be respectful for other teams, because you know what? I just don't want to come across as, hey man, is this how you are? No, I'm not. It's just me. It's just me being me. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but I don't know. But you all might have to, if you do want Omar Cooper, I think you might have to move up, because I've seen him in a lot of mocks lately going in the first round. But I don't know what the draft capital Vegas has this year. I mean, I don't know. Do you have 7 or 8 picks? I don't know. But I don't know. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to the draft, man. Hey, Bakes, I don't know if JD's told you, but we're putting together a package. So maybe you can make a 15-second video about the West Side draft and send it to JD. I've sent them mine. We're doing a promotion for Vegas. I know I'll get the information from JD and pass it on to you. But we're putting something together to promote the Vegas trip and promote the draft. So I'll get the information, and I think it's just like a 15-second video from what JD said, and I sent them mine. But on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank the fella backstage. I want to thank all my GWN brothers that are watching out there. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all support for last year and for season 1. And here's to season 2. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great year, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So bolt the fuck up. Let's go Chargers. And to all my AFC West brothers from the Chargers, from the Bakes, from all my friends I shoot the shit with, I'm looking forward to a fun year. It's going to be fun. I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to be myself. Let's have a fun year. Thank you for joining me. And stay tuned because I'll be bringing some more shows. I'm going to have a post-draft. And it's going to be a post-draft and a fantasy show. So it should be a fun one. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. And I also want to say to my beautiful wife, happy birthday weekend. So have a wonderful day. And we'll celebrate this weekend. But I just wanted to end that show and say happy birthday to her. Have a wonderful, big birthday this weekend. And we're going to have a fun one. All right. I hope everyone has a blessed weekend. Take care and have a blessed one. Peace. Bolt up.
Quarterback shit when I'm I said quarterback shit when I'm under the center. Game plan sick, target under the weather. You know what we doing? I need that all expense paid inclusive. I'm the plug, so I'm plugged into it. About money like with Jewish white Christmas. I'm Scrooge, bitch. My mood is on cruise ship. If you ain't tuned in, you ain't vibing with my moon man. I move shit like Kerry. I'm the cold truth, Fletcher Reed, Jim Carrey. Everything mooey, that mean the price varies. Need that designer cream shit and all Ben and Jerry's. Cream get the money like 36 chambers. Basket Robin shit, 31 flavors. Keep it moving.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Everything on me. Yeah, tell him Bogart scot-free. Lottie-dottie, he like to party. Fuck with blow shoot, trolling 5 Molly. Heard I carry weight, move packs like a dolly. And I stay fuming, clock me doing Godspeed. Business booming, back-to-back trips, moving multiple units. Got mules, got universal soldiers, getting money for sure. Yeah, we ain't shrugging shoulders. You think I'm lucky getting over, made it far, cause I'm a shark, fuck a 4-leaf clover. On my 89, minus the flat top. Getting packs off, smoking on the cash crop. Money talk, if you're broke, then you can't talk. Play a never-ending ball game, Sandlot.
I can make things move. I can make things move. I can make things move.
Getting money when I land there. Smoking all loud so I can't hear. And if your boys bring the noise, all y'all pussies getting scraped pap smear. Codeine got me leaning, pizza. Put your boy on point, pyramid of Giza. I'ma rock like this till I'm an old geezer. No pizza parlor, but we deliver pizzas. Ask Uncle Sam, I'm taxing. Look, my no hands, telepathic. I can make things move, I'm carefully calculated when I make these moves. I run shit, don't let me get loose. I'm all about my decks, trying not to get